Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a very much requested crystal collection. If you are unaware, I'm very into spiritual stuff and crystal healing, and so my crystal collection is growing pretty much every single day. I wasn't sure whether to do this in ASMR or in normal, just like speaking. Some of you guys said that you wanted an ASMR version, some of you said you wanted a normal version, and just to make sure that everyone can watch this who wants to, because I know a lot of people despise ASMR, I decided to do it in normal. But if you would like an ASMR version, then let me know in the comments below. Anyway, let's get started. So most of the crystals I collect are polished crystals, which are just like small tumbled stones. I have a few bigger pieces and a few that are like pendants and a pendulum and things like that. So I'm going to show you those first, and then I will get on to all of my like polished crystals, which are the main part of my collection. So first off, I'm going to show you this piece of amethyst that I have. I keep this in my room, just like out in the corner, because apparently amethyst is really good if you keep it out, like to make a really calm, relaxed atmosphere. I love amethyst so much. Obviously, it's a very well-known crystal. I feel like it's almost like the leader crystal of the whole of them. But yeah, I think that this is so beautiful. Everyone knows what amethyst is. Yeah, so this is just a big piece of it, and I got it, I think, in Amsterdam when I was a little bit younger on a trip, but I love it. I also have this piece of Amethyst Agate. I don't really use this all that much, but I think it is so pretty, so I really should use it more. But yeah, I think this is so nice. I then have this pendulum, which I use to douse my chakras. If you are like really confused at what I just said, then just search chakras and dowsing and things like that. It will make more sense. This is a bit broken, but it still works. One of my all-time favourite crystals is Selenite, so I have this Selenite wand which I got in my local store that sells crystals that I mainly get my crystals from. What I use this for is meditation, so recently I found it's really helpful when I've been having like late night anxiety attacks. If I put on a guided meditation, hold this in both of my hands, I usually end up being knocked out even if I'm really like anxious and not tired. So I use the big piece for meditation, and then I also have this little piece which is from my friend's store. I often speak about it on Instagram. I'll also put the on screen now so you can go check it out. He does really reasonably priced good crystals, so if you want to get them from like a good little business, then definitely go support that. So yeah, I got this one from him. I then have this goldstone little guardian angel crystal, which yet again don't really use very much, but I really like it as part of my collection. I think it's super pretty, and I got it when I was a bit younger again. I have these pendants. Now, my favourite crystal, like my whole childhood, was Tiger's Eye. I felt so connected to it before I knew what anything like crystal healing was, but I always felt super connected to Tiger's Eye stone. So I bought this Tiger's Eye pendant, and I actually think that this was like my awakening to spiritual healing. I got this recently, like a few months ago, and I found it absolutely amazing. Wearing it made me feel so good, and I think that's what like opened me up to the fact that spiritual healing and crystal healing is a thing that can actually work, and I found this really good for it, so I decided to buy more stuff. But yeah, wearing that made me feel great, so that's I think what got me into it mainly. And then I have this rose quartz pendant that I got in Brighton. Final two little pendants that I have this little wrapped piece of Pyrite, yet again from my friend's store. Both of these like last ones are from my friend's store. I don't know much about Pyrite. I only got this yesterday, and I haven't really researched into it much, but I really like the energy of this crystal. It feels really cool. And then the next one is one of my absolute favourite crystals. This is Citrine. Citrine or Citrine, whatever you want to say it as. I find so good for like lifting up my mood. I often wear this kind of crystal when I am feeling down, or I sleep with it under my pillow if I'm feeling low or depressed, and honestly, even just like holding it in my hand just gives me like the best buzz of energy ever, so I absolutely love this crystal. Okay, now onto my polished stone. First of all, I have got these ones, which are Drusy Quartz. Now, these are actually my least favourite in my collection, which is why I'm getting them out of the way. I think that they are so beautiful, especially this one. Like, this is my favourite out of these three. Is someone really drilling whilst I'm trying to film a video? Try and ignore that for a minute, I'm sure it won't last long. But I got these Drusy Quartz when I was younger again. I got them from, I think my mum got me them from Jewellery Channel website. And I think that they are super pretty, but I just don't do like anything with them for healing. So I have this crystal that I got recently. This is Carnelian. I find this personally good for like anger. I used it the other day when I was really frustrated about something, and it did calm me down and cool me down quite a lot. I think maybe the colour resonates with anger for me as well, like the red, like the kind of warm orangey red. This is also obviously good for base chakra because it is red, so it's good for balancing that out. It'll be good for chakra meditations. I didn't have any red crystals until literally last week, and I got this one a few days ago, but yeah, I really like this one, so that's Carnelian. My other red crystal is a red Jasper. I feel like this is kind of essential for a crystal collection. So this is red Jasper. So yet again, really good for base chakra, and really good as well if you've been through things like sexual assault or any kind of like abuse. Apparently this is really good for that because it's good against kind of domination. So I use it if I feel like someone is being dominant towards me in a bad way. I use it if I'm feeling just a bit like attacked by someone. This one I got today, so this is like my newest crystal, and this is a raw piece of orange calcite. Now the reason I got this is because I was watching someone else's crystal collection video, and they had a piece of raw calcite, and they said that calcite is actually amazing for writer's block, especially orange calcite. So I decided to buy myself a piece, and I decided to get a raw piece because I'd seen like polished pieces of calcite and then raw pieces, and I thought the raw pieces were just so pretty and nothing like anything else I have. So I decided to get this. I obviously can't say much about it yet. I feel like it looks like a piece of orange. I honestly can't say much about this yet because I only got it today, but I bought it mainly for if I get writer's block as a musician. Obviously that sounds like a good stone for me. The only orange crystal I have is this one, and this is Apricot Agate, or Agate. I got this when I was younger again, so don't know too much about it, but I know that it balances out yin and yang energies, and it's also good for calming your mind. I have this crystal, which I'm not actually sure what it is. I don't know if it's like a yellow jasper, or I think it might be Mookite, but let me know if I'm wrong on that. I'm not sure about it. I got it from a store recently, but I wasn't sure what it was, and I couldn't find it, which is so annoying. But I'm pretty certain this is Mookite. Let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, super pretty. My last yellow crystal is this piece of citrine. Obviously I showed you this piece earlier that I wear, and then I also have this piece of citrine which I use for crystal healing, and I think this is so beautiful. I use this for meditation. I sleep with this under my pillow very often, and I think it is so nice. It's a piece of like raw citrine as well, so I really want to get a bigger piece of citrine because I definitely think that's one of my favourite crystals. Could be my favourite actually. I find it does a lot for me. Moving on to green crystals. So I've got this one which is Aventurine. I got this when I was in Brighton from a little store on the seafront. I know this is good for luck. It's like the stone of luck, and it's got little bits of green speckle in it, and then it's obviously like overall kind of green tone, but I think this is super pretty. I don't do a lot of work with this, and it's not like one of my favourite stones, but I do think it is really cool. I also have this Aquamarine, which is definitely one of my favourite crystals. I find this so good for calming my anxiety. Sometimes when I'm feeling anxious or stressed, I just like to hold it in my hand. I held this in like a really stressful situation a few weeks ago, and it really helped. So I definitely recommend this one if you suffer with anxiety and stuff. Yeah, I think this is really good. Moving on to like greeny blue colour, I guess. I got this one which is called Amazonite. I got this the other day. I didn't know what it was before I bought it, so I wasn't specifically looking for an Amazonite, but I got it and I realised how much this like resonates with me. I've got a crystal book, and honestly like I read what it does and how it helps, and honestly it just fitted so well. I felt super connected to this crystal when I saw it, so I picked it up and I thought that it was really pretty. So Amazonite, so nice. My little kitty cat's just come in here. You gonna say hello? Hello. You gonna sit on my lap whilst I do this? I just realised I missed a green one out because it's dark green, so it didn't quite like, oh, hang on, I've missed a few greens. How have I done this? I thought I had a lot of green crystal. I have this green crystal, which is bloodstone. I find this really good for energy. I often sleep with this under my pillow so that I feel like energized when I wake up, so I love this one. I also have this Unakite. This resonates with me a lot. It's really good apparently for weight gain. It's also really good for your heart chakra. I think there was something else that resonated with me. I can't remember if it was to do with grief or something like that, but I love this crystal so much. I also have this piece of Dragon's Blood Jasper, which looks very similar to Unakite. I really don't know how to say it. I think I say Unakite, except instead of having pink inside of it, it is more of like a dark murky green, and then it's got like purpley red tones in it, but I think it's so pretty. So yeah, I got this recently in a local store. If you live locally to Tunbridge Wells, then the shop In Gear is absolutely amazing. That's where I get a lot of these crystals. Or if not, there's a seller on eBay. I got this from them. A lot of these crystals are from them actually. They're so good. Craft More, I think that's what it is, just on the bottom there, but they're really good for crystals. I got this yesterday through the post from that same company, and I think this is so pretty. It's got some really pretty, like, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to try and, that like blue tone in it. Like it's got a really nice reflective kind of tone to it. It's just got so many colours running through it, but it's mainly like a murky green kind of colour, and at first I didn't feel too connected to this crystal, but now I'm really starting to enjoy it, and I'm going to do a lot of work with this one, I think. I then have this one, which is one of my favourite crystals of all time. This is blue obsidian. It's just like a little piece of glass, it really looks like, but it's not. It is a real crystal, although I think obsidian is like glass of some sort, I don't know, but blue obsidian is actually one of my favourite crystals of all time. I just think it's so beautiful. I felt so connected to it when I found it. I actually bought this just before I had a performance, and as it's blue, it's good for the throat chakra, so I took it on stage with me. I've been struggling with my voice all morning, and I just like had a really hard time with it, and then I ended up giving out a fine performance, and I really enjoyed the performance after all, and felt super calm about it, and my voice was like way more warmed up than I thought it was after I'd bought this crystal. So I don't know, I definitely feel like it had something to do with this, because the whole time I was performing, this crystal was in my mind, and it was like I put it right by where the mic stand was, and it really helped me. So really recommend that if you're a singer. I also have this blue one. Right, I always struggle to pronounce this, so someone's gonna laugh at me when I get it wrong, but I think it's Demeterite. Yeah, again, super nice. I haven't done a lot of work with it, but I also took this one on stage with me, and I found it was really good. I also have this blue crystal, but I'm pretty certain this is just a piece of blue glass that I got when I was younger from a crystal store. Let me know if I'm wrong though, I don't know, it's just like the way it's formed, just like the way it looks. I don't think it's crystal. I then have this piece of polished amethyst. I sleep with this one under my pillow most of the time. I know that amethyst is really good connecting you spiritually, so if you're trying to get into like spirituality, this is like a good one. It's also good for your crown chakra, and I also sleep with it under my pillow for relaxation, and it's a really good one to sleep with, so yeah, definitely recommend this one. If you struggle with like sleep problems, this is a good one, I think. Okay, pink crystals. So I obviously have rose quartz. I only got this yesterday. I kept putting off getting it because I linked it to romance and love, which is actually really stupid because romance and love is something that I'm like massively into. I just didn't know like that it was right for me because I'm only 14 and I'm obviously not in like a serious relationship as of right now. I didn't know if I needed this. Looking at the qualities of it, it actually made so much sense as to why I was so attracted to it. So I ended up getting rose quartz. It's good for calming your mind. It's obviously good for love and romance. So yeah, definitely one of my favourite crystals as well, I think. And I have the pendant as well, obviously, and then I have this small piece of rose quartz as well. I gift out quite a lot of these small ones that I have because I don't use them as much, especially if I have bigger pieces, but I still have a few of them. And then I have another piece of this like glass looking stuff that I think is glass, so I don't know what it is if it's not glass, but that's my other piece like that. I have this agate. I found out the name of it yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but it's got like this pink kind of colour on the front, and then it's like beige on the back. I couldn't work out what it was for ages, but I knew it was some kind of agate, and then yesterday I worked out what it was, but I can't remember what the name is, so either way, someone will know it, but it's really cool. I have this one and I cannot remember what it's called, which is really not helpful because I was going to recommend this to anyone with insomnia and sleep problems because that's what this one is good for. It's really good for sleep. For some reason, I can't remember the name of this. It's not even complicated, but I keep forgetting it. Yeah, for some reason I keep forgetting the name of this one, but it's good for sleep and insomnia and things like that. Clear quartz, one of my all-time favourite crystals. I think this is so beautiful. It's looking a bit cloudy at the moment, actually. It needs a good cleanse because I've been using it a lot recently, but I wear this whenever I want to just like clear my mind when my thoughts are going a bit crazy. I find it really good for clearing my mind. Sleep with it under my pillow if I've got too many thoughts in my head. I wear it to like things I'm worried and anxious about, so I sometimes wear it to like therapy, or if I'm doing something that's going to make me anxious, I like to wear this, and it tends to calm me down a hell of a lot. I wore this the other day and I achieved so much that I can't usually achieve, and I really feel like it was down to this. So yeah, it definitely gave me the confidence and the courage, and I really love the energy this gives off, so recommend it to anyone with a bit of a full mind and a lot of anxiety that they want to clear. I also have this smaller piece of clear quartz. I have the other half of this so it fits into just like a stone, and then when you open it, it's got clear quartz inside. It's so pretty, so super small. Don't really use it for healing as such, but I just think that it's really pretty. I'm not sure where to put this, I'll just put it here. I then have this agate. I wanted this for quite a while. I saw this in my local store in Gear when I went in there because they had a new crystal selection in. They had loads of new crystals. So I went in there and bought some, and I saw this and I really liked it and I felt so connected to it, but I didn't pick it up. And then I went away and I kept thinking about it and it kept calling to me. So I eventually went back in and luckily it was still there, so I managed to pick it up. So yeah, this is one of my favourite crystals and I love it. I then have a hematite or hematite. I call it hematite, but I know a lot of people pronounce it hematite. This is a really grounding stone. It looks almost like a magnetic kind of thing, but yeah, this is a really cool crystal. I got this a couple of years ago in Brighton. It's definitely one of my favourite crystals, and I find it so good for grounding and for protecting against negativity and negative spirits and energies. So yeah, really good and really good for grounding. I also have a bit of black obsidian, or just, you know, ordinary obsidian. I absolutely love this, and I got this from Ingear again. So yeah, I really recommend that store if you are local or if you ever visit Tunbridge Wells. But I absolutely love this crystal. It is so, so, so cool. Really, really just like 100% black. And yeah, again, really good for protecting against negativity, negative spirits, and it's good for grounding. I have this zebra stone. I'm not really too sure on what this does, but I know it has something to do with chakras, and it does quite a lot of different things. It's a very powerful crystal, I remember that. That's why I bought it, but I haven't done a lot of work with it, so I recommend to check this out though, and definitely like check out what it does, because there is a lot to it, and I think it is so, so, so cool. But yeah, I definitely want to do more work with that crystal. I then have Tiger's Eye. Obviously, Tiger's Eye has been my favourite crystal my entire life. I'm not sure if it's my favourite for like doing healing crystals with, but I definitely felt super connected to it my whole life, so I would be stupid not to have this in my collection. So this was technically the first one in my collection, because I've had this my whole life pretty much. The rest of the ones I have are just 5 little small ones, so I just have a little piece of Moonstone. I'm not actually a massive fan of Moonstone, so I only have this little piece just as it was already in my little bag of crystals I had when I was younger. I have this one, I think this is a Smoky Quartz. Let me know if any of these are wrong. I'm not sure about this one, but I think it's a Smoky Quartz. I have this little blue one. I can't remember what this is either. Like, yet again, I had it when I was younger, so I'm not sure what it is, but I think it has a really good energy to it, so I kept it. It's like a really calming, cool, bluey green kind of vibe, so I kept that. I have a Mahogany Obsidian, which, yet again, really cool. Well, I'm pretty sure this is Mahogany Obsidian. That is what I worked it out to be, but yet again, I could be wrong because I didn't buy it with a name. And finally, I have a little Snowy Quartz, or I think it's Snowy Quartz, or some people call it Cloudy Quartz. I think it's the same thing, but I call it Snowy Quartz. So yeah, really, really pretty. That is all of my crystal collection, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see a version in ASMR, like when I have a few more crystals, I can do another like updated collection video in ASMR, then let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching through this video. I know that it's been quite a long one. If you did enjoy, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what your favourite crystal is and what your favourite from my collection is. And let me know what ones you recommend me for, like anxiety or like musician or anything like that. Anything that fits my vibe that you think I'll like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!